Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to talk about how and why I meditate. Although meditation is something certain cultures have been doing for thousands of years, it is now becoming a more and more known and popular thing that people are doing all around the world. Before I start talking about my experiences with it, I would like to bust some myths that I hear a lot of people having regarding this topic. And the first one is that it has to be a spiritual experience. If you are interested in those things, I definitely believe that meditation can be a great tool to further grow in that area, I guess. But if for some reason you feel that you are not interested in that, I definitely also think it can simply be used as a tool to feel better, become clearer, and more focused, among other things. The second thing that I see in people very often is that they feel intimidated to even start meditating, as they put a pressure on themselves that it has to go a certain way, maybe the way they see other people doing it. I think everyone can find an individual way to meditate that works specifically for them, so don't get intimidated if you feel what is working for other people maybe doesn't work for you. Another thing I have realized is that there seem to generally be more women meditating than men. I have talked to some men in my life, and a lot of them have told me that they feel, or in the beginning they felt, like meditating is not a masculine thing to do, whatever that's supposed to mean. Again, I think that is far from the truth and not something that is worth listening to. You know, if you feel like the people around you would laugh at you or not understand you, you can simply not listen to them, or then just not tell them. Meditating is a personal experience and doesn't have to be shared with anyone. So why do I meditate? My mom is a yoga and a meditation teacher, so I kind of grew up my entire life watching her meditate. At the age of 14, so now almost 6 years ago, I started to feel kind of interested in meditation. I actually still remember the first time I meditated. I sat on my bed and I closed my eyes and I was like, okay, I'm gonna meditate now. And I remember thinking, like, what the is this? I didn't feel anything. It just kind of felt like I was sitting there with my eyes closed, wondering like why people voluntarily do this. But I was just super curious about this topic. I don't know why. So I kind of tried meditating again and again and again. So I would say at the age of 16, I started consistently and properly meditating. I have found there to be many benefits of meditating. The first thing would be having more control over my thoughts and what's going on in my mind. I would generally say that I'm a person who thinks a lot, sometimes too much. I think many people can relate. I used to feel completely overwhelmed with everything going on in my mind, to the point where I would literally feel exhausted the entire day because of all of the overthinking and the anxiety. It was exhausting, but over time with meditation, I learned how to become aware of my thoughts in a sense. I kind of trained myself to see things more from like an outside perspective, and then being able to sift through the thoughts and seeing like, okay, what of this is not needed, what doesn't make sense, maybe what do I need to let go of, or maybe what do I need to look at more. The next thing I have seen within myself is more creativity. I used to feel like I lacked creativity or ideas in certain situations, but now I have trained my mind to think that I always have enough creativity. Sometimes I'm just not able to see it because of all of the other things going on within my mind. Now, because meditation helps me calm my thoughts, at the same time I feel like I'm able to access more creativity. So for me, meditation is literally my main source of creativity. The third thing that I feel like comes from meditating is more compassion towards other people, because during meditation I give myself the space and the time to see the assumptions and the judgments I maybe have towards other people, and then within that process I'm also able to see which things I'm thinking are making sense and which things maybe I need to like kick out of my brain. The next thing I have realized within myself is that I have more productivity and more focus. I feel the most motivated to get done when I know why I'm doing things and what I want to get out of them. So oftentimes during meditation, I will consciously try to envision where I want to be in 1 month, 1 year, 5 years, especially on days where maybe I lack productivity. I try to remind myself of that. Meditation has also helped me with falling asleep faster and just in general sleeping better, because I think one of the main reasons why it always took me so long, like literally sometimes hours to fall asleep, was because there was just so much to my mind. So I've made it a habit that whenever I'm not able to fall asleep, I will always meditate, and more often than not, that will help me fall asleep faster. It's definitely also given me more confidence within myself. I used to feel so overwhelmed with my mind. It almost felt like there was a different person outside of me, which was also at the same time me, which I wasn't able to control. And now I feel like I'm in full control of what's going on within my mind. Even though sometimes it gets too much, I still feel like it's like controllable and like okay. And that in itself has just given me more confidence in myself, I guess. I'm gonna leave it at this for now because I don't want this video to become too long. And now I would like to talk about how I meditate. For me, the only thing I'm trying to get out of meditation is becoming more aware of my thoughts and doing that without any distractions. Everything else, like when or where or how, I think really doesn't matter. Oftentimes I feel the effect of meditating when I'm not even consciously trying to meditate, like when I'm going for walks by myself in nature, or maybe when I'm painting something. And I think that's what puts a lot of people off from meditating in the first place, you know? They think it has to be a certain way. You have to sit there in a cross-legged position with your hands like this. In terms of what I listened to a few years back, the only thing that really worked for me was guided meditations, because I felt like otherwise my thoughts were just too loud and my mind just wouldn't be able to calm down. But over time, my mind has generally become calmer. So now, depending on what I'm feeling, it will mostly be a mixture between guided meditations or then just listening to like calm music. Both of it I just find on YouTube. In terms of how long I meditate, I mostly try to focus between 10 and 20 minutes. But I do have to say that I felt the biggest shift from like before I've meditated to after, when I've done it for longer than that. So this was a quick attempt of mine to kind of try to explain my journey that I've had with meditation and how I go about it. I hope that I was maybe able to inspire others who have felt kind of intimidated by this topic to maybe give it a shot. There are really no rules, just go with whatever feels best for you. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.
Was machst du denn da, Alina?
Erst war ich da, dann kam eine riesen fette Spinne, dann war ich da ist ein Ameisenhaufen und jetzt gehe ich da nicht.